మిత్రులారా, బంధువులారా, వనకము స్వాగతము టు South Asia Maps Education Channel. This is your presenter Dr. J. Reddy, Jogari Tirupati Reddy. Today we are continuing our Aurangzeb series. A prominent Mughal ruler lived around about 90 years, reigned 50 years, very long years, has a important major political military career for 72 years. His biography is practically history of South Asia most of the time contemporarily. Knowing about the personality is very, very important. And we are talking about the family of Aurangzeb today, his wives. Aurangzeb has four wives: Dilras Banu Begum, Nawab Bhai, Aurangabadi Mahal, and Udayapuri Mahal. We are talking about the third wife, Aurangabadi Mahal, who passed away around about 1688 in Bijapur, Deccan, Dakshinapatha, South India. All these presentations on Aurangzeb series are posted at my education channel. We are today talking about Aurangabadi Mahal 2E. Most of the work is from the works of my presentation gathered from historian Kulapati Jandunath Sarkar's book, and this is the book Short History of Aurangzeb, Jandunath Sarkar, and all these presentations, Mitranam, I posted at South Asia Maps J. Reddy. You can see there are around about 780 presentations in the Vishwavasu Samvatsaram 2025 April, and I put them in around about 75 playlists so that you can pick and choose the choice of your interest. About Aurangabadi Mahal. Previously, we talked about the Nawab Bai, Zinat-un-Nissa Begum, Aurangzeb's wife, and before that we talked about Dilras Banu Begum, the prominent consort of Aurangzeb, and talking about Aurangabadi Mahal today. And why should we know about the wives of the medieval rulers is very important. They played a prominent role in the life of the personality. So there are four wives here: Dilras Banu Begum, Nawab Bai, Aurangabadi Mahal, Udayapuri Mahal. So we should not judge the present socio-political context with the medieval times. So they are totally independent. I want to bring it to our notice. Aurangzeb has four wives and 5 daughters. They bore him, and 5 sons, 10 children. And the principal wives is the one that is supposed to, at the major royal blood or prominent personality, wives or consort. In addition to that, there are secondary wives, and in addition to secondary wives, and there are mistresses and concubines in the harem ladies and so on. You should not again misjudge them, because these ladies lived with the person, royal person, and most of them were very loyal to him. Only thing is, their contemporary socio-political laws disabled the ruler to marry them. Take, for example, Islamic law, Shariat law allows only 4 wives. We can perform nikah-nama. If a person wants to get one more spouse, he has to perform talak-nama, and if he's not inclined, and they live as the cohabit with the ruler. So that's the harem ladies, the different thing. So whereas Aurangzeb has only 4 wives, we are not talking about the earlier age Jainabadi Mahal issues. So that was, you have to keep in mind. And you have to know Aurangzeb, very prominent personality. He was the spearhead of Islamic imperialism in Bharat. That is the establishment of Qawatul Islam, might of Islam, converting the Kafiri nation into Darul Mumini nation. And he left a vast legacy of his 72 years of military political career and 50 years of rule. The current Radcliffe line, partition line, that is Ravi line, Sutlej line, Bhagirathi line or Hooghly line, Barak line, and many invisible Radcliffe line that exists in Bharat today. all are due to the legacy of Aurangzeb, not to say his legacy. That is a major contribution of partition, Aurangzeb's way of thinking, consolidation of Islamic imperialism in Bharat, and ISCO terminus, disarmament of Kafir's physical disarmament, ideological disarmament, intellectual disarmament, rise of anti-Brahminism, later Machiavellism and British imperialism and secularism and so on. So he left a vast legacy in Bharat. This is the partition line, Ravi line I discussed somewhere a little more detail. In 4 Punjab series, you can look based upon the ideological work of Sitaram Goyal, their inputs, and Mahayuga Sri Ram Swarup. So what you see here, when Aurangabadi Mahal, remember the prefixes were given during the Akbar's time where the lady was born or entered the royal family harem. Harem means where the royal ladies, their servants, all people live. And maybe she is acquired as a harem member. I think because Wikipedia or Jandunath Sarkar's book doesn't give the year, so I assume 1647 she was acquired into the harem of Aurangzeb. Aurangabadi Mahal, perhaps she was acquired when he was in Aurangabad region, or she is from that region, whatever it may be. So I put here, this entire thing is 1618, Aurangzeb born, 1707, 89 years or 19 years his death, the entire black area, among which this yellow area is, especially the bottom one is Aurangabadi Mahal. She passed away 1688, almost 19 or 20 years before the demise of her husband. And her daughter, Meher-un-Nissa Begum, passed away 1 year before father's death. So the important things in Aurangzeb's life is like he was the viceroy 2 times in Deccan, and in 1658 he won the crown at the Battle of Samugad, that is south of Agra, Islamic imperialist headquarters in Bharat. And 1682 again he came back to south Deccan, Dakshinapatha, after 25 years of rule in Aryavarta, Uttarapatha region. And the main reason was chasing to chastise his rebel son, Prince Akbar, who was staying at the court of Shambhuji. And next 25 years he lived in Deccan, fought the relentless wars against Marathas, couldn't win, finally passed away at Bingar, that is in Ahmednagar suburb area, buried in Kuldabad, few kilometers north of Aurangabad in the Marathwada region of Maharashtra. So that is the 1707. Aurangabadi Mahal was with Aurangzeb. She accompanied him when he moved to south from Ajmer after making the Treaty of Rajsamund with the Sisodia Maharajas in order to pursue his son in the Rajput Mughal wars. And she accompanied him, and Aurangzeb annexed Adil Shahi Bijapuri kingdom 1686. Next year annexed Qutub Shahi Golconda kingdom 87, and he was staying in the Bijapur area. The plague occurred, and Aurangabadi Mahal passed away 1688. And her daughter passed away around about 18 years later, and husband passed away around about 19 years later or so. She gave birth to Meher-un-Nissa Begum. She is the only child born to Aurangabadi Mahal 1661. That means he was already crowned as a Padshah 1658. And Aurangzeb executed his brother, youngest brother Murad Baksh. He was a full brother. That means the both brothers were born to the lines of the same parents, Mumtaz Mahal and Shah Jahan. So 1661 is executed, and the same here he married Murad Bakhsh's son Ijad Bakhsh to Meher-un-Nissa Begum, as usual, the couple was moved to Salimgarh Fort, that is the captive center adjoining the old city of Hyderabad in the Yamuna River, and there they were kept as captives, and she passed away 1 year before death of her father. So here Aurangabadi Mahal died 1688, and that's what I'm showing. Zinat-un-Nissa Begum, born in 1661, and she lived around about 43 years or so, married to Ijad Baks. Here I have put this the old Adil Shahi kingdom at its peak when Muhammad Ali Adil Shah was passed away around about 60s, 1650s or so. And this is the Kalyan and Bidar, Bijapur, Catholic imperialism, Goa and Shivaji's territory, and Adil Shahi kingdom. Jinji was also in their control, south of Madras and all these things. And that's the area. Aurangabadi Mahal. And if you look at Aurangzeb, we are talking about Aurangabadi Mahal here. And see Aurangabadi Mahal, and they didn't give any of her year of birth. Aurangabadi Mahal. She passed away circa 88, buried at Aurangabadi Mahal Mausoleum in Bijapur, and consort Aurangzeb issues Zinat-un-Nissa Begum, and she is from there is a lot of trading of the slaves in Islamic world. She is from the Georgia Circassian region, that is in the Caucasus Mountains. You can see this is the Black Sea, this is the Caspian Sea, this is the Madhyadhara Samudra, Mediterranean Sea. There is the Caucasus Mountains here, separating the Asian part and European part, Russian part. This is Georgia, a country, not the state in the United States, Georgia, Texas, like that. This Georgia country, Armenia, Azerbaijan, these are the Caucasus region. Circassians and Georgians, they were brought, and she is considered to be one of that stock and sloan. Later, she was acquired as a valuable Black Sea trade, the mistress in the harem of Aurangzeb, and married. And he became the consort. After Nawab Bhai was disfavored and separated practically, because both of her sons, Muazzam and Sultan, Muhammad Sultan, rebelled against her father. Muhammad Sultan executed, and Muazzam was disgraced. Then she became the prominent wife and accompanied him to second sojourn in Deccan of Aurangzeb. In the Masiri Alamgiri book written by the prominent Muslim scholar Sadiq Musad Khan, he gives a somewhat a demeaning title. She was the emperor's parastar, old and devoted lady, and something like that. And after death in 1688, and the last acquisition to his harem from Dara Shikoh's harem, Udayapuri Mahal, and became the uncontested wife. She was very charming, and she has a lot of influence later day on her husband. And her son Kambaksh rebelled against her father as usual, but pardoned due to the intervention of Udayapuri Mahal and so on. So that is about the prominent Aurangzeb's consort Aurangabadi Mahal. Next presentation, we look at, and she was after Dharmat battle, and Dharmat is a town between Ujjain and Indore, the Battle of Dharmat 58, his younger brother Murad Baksh helped him, or both of them won. You see Aurangzeb, Murad Baksh, and fighting against the royalists under Jaswant Singh Rathod, ruler of Marwar region. They won, and later Aurangzeb imprisoned his brother within 5-6 weeks or so after the Battle of Samugar. And here I have posted one series. Jannat visas means Islamic visas. In a closed society is how the rulers indirectly execute their rivals. Mughal Empire Aurangzeb versus his younger brother Murad Baksh. Visa stamping to heaven, the Jannat Islamic heaven. Alam Pana Padshah sanctions Jannat visa to his brother Murad Baksh, son of Shah Jahan and Mumtaz Mahal. So you can look at that. That is essentially, the title is a little bit satirical, but essentially it is a historical part. I dealt extensively about that. So that is about the Aurangabadi Mahal. The next time we look at the last wife of Aurangzeb, Udayapuri Mahal. She bore one son, Kambaksh, who contested the battle with the Bahadur Shah, his elder half-brother, in the Battle of Hyderabad, and he was defeated and died of wounds within next day. So Udayapuri Mahal, the fourth wife of Aurangzeb, we'll talk about in the next presentation. Mitranam, if you like this presentation, you can post your comments and even you can bring it to the notice of your friends. See you later, Mitrulara.